Hello guys, this video is to explain how to charge two LiPo batteries in series as one battery. So in our case it's going to be 3-cell battery and 2-cell battery, and we're going to charge it as 5-cell battery. To do that I will need to explain how the balancing ports work on most of the chargers, and this is how balancing port will look on most of the chargers. The idea is that most of these pins, they wired, when they go inside the board, they wired in parallel. So the three pins on the 2S balancing port is the same as 3 pins on the 3S balancing port, but counting from the right. And they wired exactly the same as 3 pins on the 4-cell balancing port, and so on for 5th and 6th. So I'm gonna show you. I'm going to balance now 2-cell battery, but instead of using 2-cell balancing port, I will use the 3 pins on the 6-cell balancing port. As I'm holding the phone in my hand, I would need to do this video in a few stages. Okay, we have 2-cell connected to the charger, but as I said, instead of using a 2-cell balancing port, which is here, I'm using the first 3 pins from the right side. So I'm using a 6-cell balancing port. You can use any 3 pins on the right on any of the balancing ports. In our case it's a 6-cell balancing port. So we'll balance a 2-cell battery through 6-cell balancing port. Okay, as you see, the reading is that we've got a cell number 2 and cell number 3, even though we're charging 2-cell battery through 6-cell balancing port. Now the next step will be to charge a 3-cell battery and 2-cell battery as a 5-cell battery. To do that you will need a Y harness, basically a connector that will connect these two batteries and create it as one. So I'm gonna plug this in and continue. Yeah, before I plug it in, I just want to explain one thing, that obviously this Y harness will create, will join these two batteries together and give it a single output of positive and negative. And the way it's gonna do it is, whichever is going to be, you'll understand later, whichever is going to be on the positive, so the battery that will be on the positive lead will, in your system, will become the last 2 cells. So if I connect it, if I connect it this way first, that the negative is a 3-cell battery on the negative, and the 2-cell battery is on the positive, because this is just the other one is just a joint link. Then in our system this will become cell number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, if I connect it this way, that we have a 3-cell battery on the positive and 2-cell battery on the negative, in our system it will become cell number 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to connect it this way, the 2-cell battery will be on the positive, and as I said earlier, whichever is on the negative gets first count from 1, 2, 3, and this will become cell number 4 and 5. Okay, so our batteries are connected, and as you can see, on the positive, and it goes into the charger on the positive, is a 2-cell battery. So in our system it will be the last few cells. So in our system it will be cell number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is important because you will need to connect it in the right way so the charger knows which cells to balance. As it is now, it can be charged as just a 5-cell battery, but it won't be balanced. The trick is how to fool the charger that it's charging a 5-cell balancing, it is balance charging 5-cell battery, and as explained earlier, because loads of these pins are wired in parallel we will connect a 3-cell battery into the normal 3-cell balancing port and the 2-cell battery, and by doing that, as I explained earlier, those 4 pins, they're exactly the same as the first 4 pins on the 5-cell balancing port. So in our system, a 3-cell battery is cells number 1, 2, 3, and the 2-cell battery becomes cells number 4 and 5. So what I'll do, I will connect a 2-cell, sorry for that, balancing lead on the left of the 5-cell balancing port. So as you see now, we have a 3-cell will be balanced through 3-cell port, and 2-cell in our system, they become cell number 4 and 5, will be balanced through the 5-cell balancing port. So basically, what is on your positive and goes into the charger on the positive will be balanced on the left. They become the last 2 cells, and they will be, well, of the last few cells, and will be balanced on the left of the, in our case it's becomes a 5-cell battery, so on the left of the 5-cell balancing port. I'm going to quickly show that it's doing what it's supposed to do. So we have cells number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 charged and balanced as one. And I'm just going to show you what would happen if we would charge them differently on a series harness. Okay, now we have a 2-cell battery connected, sitting on the negative lead, and a 3-cell battery is sitting on the positive, going into the charger. Then in our system, the cell count will be different, so they will be cell number 1, 2, and this battery will become cells 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And the way to connect it now to the charger is that 2-cell battery, because it's cell number 1 and 2, will connect it to normal 2-cell balancing port, and this 3-cell battery will be connected to the left hand side of the 5-cell balancing port. So 2-cell battery, cells number 1, 2 in 2-cell balancing port, 3-cell battery, it's on the red one, becomes cell number 4, 3, 4, 5, and goes the left side of the 5-cell balancing port. And same thing. Five-cell battery, balanced, charged. Now I'm going to show you, I will do a different system. I'll use one of these batteries, a 2-cell battery and a 4-cell battery, and charge it as a 6-cell battery. Okay, what we have now is a 2-cell battery that's still connected to the charger on the negative, and the 4-cell battery that's connected to the charger on the positive. So in our system they will be cells 1, 2, and then 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. I haven't got the extension balancing lead for it, so I will have to plug in these directly into the charger. So as before, the first 2 cells will be charged through a 2-cell balancing port, and they are exactly the same pins as on the right ones on the 6-cell balancing port, but the 4-cell balancing port will will connect to the left side of a 6-cell balancing port. And what we're going to do now is we're going to charge a 6-cell battery. And as you see, it's recognized, charged and balanced in series.